Well, what happens on tour doesn't always stay on tour. During the heyday of INXS, everyone wanted a piece of the action, and it was Jeff Pope's job to make sure that the band and their secrets stayed safe.
For your own safety, please walk across the pitch.
It was dealing with an assassination attempt on Michael Hutchence's life, or arresting Tim Farriss in Spain. Jeff experienced it all, and now he tells his side of the story.
Yeah, the man himself joins us now in the studio. Welcome, Jeff.
G'day, Jeff.
Good morning, how are you?
This is quite cool to have you here, absolutely.
Thank you.
Because your job was crucial to the survival of INXS, sometimes more than what people may realise. Let's kick it off with this attempt on Michael Hutchence's life, which I had never heard before, and involves a bomb threat.
Yeah, we were in Germany. As I've said before, it was my job to build spaces where they were secure and put processes into place. A letter was developed, a little post package was delivered to the hotel. I was told about it. I came down and I looked at it, called the police. It was a clumsy incendiary device.
A bomb?
It was meant to burst into flames the moment the person opened it, being Michael. And the police dealt with it, and that was it.
Now,
nobody knew about that.
Yeah, right. And
Michael did.
And okay, so how did he react to that? Because at the time, the guys would have been on top of their game, on top of the world, so much love around them.
Yep.
How was it for him to realise that someone wanted to cause him harm?
Well, he knew. Michael was very worldly, so he knew what the world was made up of and the type of people that were in it. And he accepted it for what it was, and the fact that it didn't do any harm, and therefore, there was a lot of people that wanted to be in Michael's presence, that wanted to be in his space, that saw something in him, which he definitely had, that they wanted a piece of.
These guys became so well known and their faces recognisable everywhere. You'd think it would be pretty hard to lose them. But not so. Tell us about Brazil.
Well, Michael and John got deeply immersed into the local culture.
In Brazil.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
what does that mean when you say that?
They weren't missing. There was everybody was doing their stuff at the Rio Ritz in preparation for the Rock and Rio show. 110, 120,000 people in Macarena Stadium, and they got immersed in the local culture. They met some friends, they made new friends.
Some new friends?
Yes, some new friends.
Made new friends, yes. In the culture?
From that
more
culture.
New cultural friends.
In Rio, And although they couldn't speak to each other, they really enjoyed
the language of love, we called it.
that's what I would say that.
But you didn't know where they were?
No, I didn't for a little while, but then a guy with a shady character and a funny voice said, "Hey, Jeff, it'll be all right." So...
and you said, "OK, that's great."
Well, I had to accept his advice, and it turned out to be all right. So.
OK, so like missing for 48 hours or something.
Yeah.
Not a lot can go wrong in 48 hours.
No. We've tracked those new friends down, and they're on the show tomorrow. Where did you find them in the end, or did they find themselves?
They surrendered.
There must have been so many great stories travelling around the world with such a circus. Tim Farriss in Spain is a good story too.
Timmy had enjoyed himself the night before at an after party, and he got all his belongings all mixed up in the hotel room. We got on a plane that morning to go to Spain, and when we got there was a panic look everywhere. People were saying, I said, "What's wrong?" "Timmy can't find his passport."
Right.
We're going into a country then, pre-EU, that everybody required a visa, everybody required a passport. Guys everywhere with machine guns. One of them takes an interest in Timmy because he's blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
And he stops Tim. And I see what's going on, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do here? So I start moving over there and fumbling for things, and I pulled my identification out and I dropped that on the floor, and the guardsman looked at it and he said, "Policia." And I said, yes, and I'm taking this bloke with me. And I grabbed Tim by the scruff of the neck, and he said, "Hey, okay, no worries."
So policia meaning police.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating, you were actually a policeman during
Yeah.
all of this time.
Yeah.
You used to sort of alternate between the police force and looking after INXS.
Yeah, I took leave without pay on a number of times, and other occasions long service leave. I had to get permission to do it, and I got that permission. The Concert for Life, I got permission for that because it was a charity event for Victor Chang. The whole thing was about supporting the community, and I got lucky. I had some bosses in the police that liked INXS.
And would do it for tickets and get us a signed album.
Who knows?
Every night, you would have to imagine, every night after a concert would be a big night for these guys.
Yeah.
So you would be in crash position every night, ready for something new and exciting and bizarre to happen, right?
Yeah, they would have a tendency to wear me out because they go out in shifts. So I had every night, and they had nights off. But they used to get tired too. So
Is it
the travelling and what have you. And so Michael and Timmy were having trouble sleeping, so they got some sleeping tablets off one of the guys in the crew.
Friends.
No. This was in Europe, and they took them after the show, and they were very, very relaxed by the time we got to the hotel. In fact, they were so relaxed I had to carry them from the bus into the foyer to the lift. Had Tim in this arm, Michael in this arm. I pushed the button, got Tim in through the door, turned around and went, "Oh, Michael." Michael's laying on the floor and the elevator doors are closing and opening on his head. So I had to retrieve him and I took them home and tucked them into bed. No, okay.
Is it true they would take turns in trying to lose you? Because as much as I'm sure they loved you, it'd be fun to lose you.
They played tricks on me and did all sorts of things to me to make me nervous.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they paid me for. Yeah, they did lots of things like that. Yeah, they're a good bunch of blokes. Really good bunch of blokes.
And talented.
Yeah.
Did you ever get have to get policey on them? Did you have to get, guys, we can't do that. We can't go there. You can't go there with those people or whatever.
Yeah.
How they respond to that?
How long have you got?
We got a lot.
I had to tell them certain things weren't on, and that was it. There was no ifs or no buts about it. That's what you're paying me for. I'm going to tell you what you can't do.
And your word was final. At their peak, what lengths would fans do to get close to them?
Probably any lengths.
We're talking like trying to hide in room service outfits?
Yeah, room service. Room service would actually bring their children with them to meet INXS. So they brought their kids to work, so it's daddy and daughter day, things like that. Different people would always serve Michael, room service or what have you. It was just, they would do it, basically. Yeah, anything.
How would you describe your relationship with them? Were you mates? Was it a work relationship? How would they feel about you sitting here now telling these yarns?
I think they'd all be very, very, very confident. I had a great relationship with all of them. The Farris brothers, the three of them, and I come from a family of three brothers. My brother's involved in the entertainment industry. Kirk, Gary, Michael. I formed a relationship with each one of them, and they're just normal Australian guys, and they really were, and that's why they blended in when they got home. They didn't really have that big pop star thing.
Yeah, normal Aussie guys, but then if we look at them at Wembley, what a moment. Were you there for that?
Yep.
And take us through that. You would have had a few backup guys, I reckon, with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
by that time I had a chap by the name of Craig Larson, and I had a couple of advanced men, and had to talk with Wembley as security, make sure that our spaces were correct, that our routes were right, and to see that energy that was coming from those people, and they were just screaming INXS's name long before the band got on stage, and then to see him sing the songs word for word, it was spine-tingling. It was just amazing.
First thing that goes through your head, first thing that went through your head when you heard about Michael's death?
Disbelief. I've still got no answer. I don't know. I really don't know. But it hurt, and it hurt all of them, and it hurt a lot of people all the way around the world because, I don't know, I don't think it was meant to happen.
Where were you? How'd you hear about it?
I think it was 97. I was working at Olympic security.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very sad. What is it that you're up to these days, Jeff?
I'm retired. Yeah, well and truly.
Enjoying life.
Yes, I am. I've got 2 beautiful grandsons, and I'm enjoying and reflecting on some of the things that we've done. And these guys, wow, just amazing.
And are the grandkids like, oh, Dad, Grandpa, not that INXS story again?
No, my kids,
not that time.
my kids do, but they were all right. They went backstage so many times. They thought it was pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for taking us right behind the scenes. There was an intriguing chat. Wish we had all day for that. Good to talk to you.
I can see why they had you around. You're quite a calming influence. We've only been here for a couple of minutes. It's like Uncle Jeff.
I reckon.
To go running to Uncle Jeff.
I reckon 3 o'clock in the morning in Rio, he would change. That would all change. That would all change.
No, I'm not saying a word.
Thanks very much.
You'd look after me. I'd be running off to you, Uncle Jeff.
Definitely.
Well, we need you on Logie's night to carry Kylie and I back
I'm
to
available.
Thanks, Jeff. Good chat.
Thank you.
In our next hour.